first time I visited Enchanted Rock, I walked straight from the parking lot. The half-mile walk from the parking lot, 400 feet of elevation, brings you to the peak, which is about 1,800 feet above sea level, which actually is not the highest I've ever been above sea level, but as flat as the land is that is surrounding the dome, you can literally see for miles, with flat Texas prairie surrounding this 400-foot rise in elevation. Once I reached the top, I wondered what in the heck I was doing walking straight from the parking lot up to the top of this dome. Very windy at the top of the rock. Also, it gets very crowded on sunny days, so if you're going to go, I would recommend going early. There are several hiking trails in Enchanted Rock. No bikes are permitted in the entire park. I imagine they're trying to keep people from biking up the dome and biking down and cracking their heads. But the largest loop trail takes 4 miles to walk around the entire park, brings you to the back primitive camping area, as well as a wonderful scenic overlook. Again, where you can get some great pictures of the rock itself and the Texas prairie. There are 3 or 4 other peaks around Enchanted Rock, most of them about the same elevation, none of them as massive as Enchanted Rock. My favorite has to be Turkey Peak. The first time I visited Enchanted Rock, I climbed Turkey Peak by myself and found I was able to sit at the top of Turkey Peak for almost a half an hour and not run into another person. It's very quiet, again, very windy, but I also had a view of Enchanted Rock and the entire park all to myself. I find when I'm outside, away from ceilings, away from walls, away from cars and people, that is where I connect most with God, and to have that quiet time was certainly something that I will never forget, and something that keeps bringing me back to Enchanted Rock. At the top of the rock, you'll also find the Enchanted Rock Cave, a crack in the granite dome that you can actually go inside. Don't know how far down it goes. I only went into the mouth of it, did not bring any spelunking gear, and have a mild claustrophobia, so I will stay outside of the rock. There are a lot of rock climbing opportunities, whether it is rappelling from Turkey Peak or free climbing some of the rocks and boulders that surround Enchanted Rock. I've run into several wild animals, snakes, a roadrunner, lots of different insects out at Enchanted Rock, so there's always something to see, especially for kids. Absolutely love this park. Definitely recommend it to anyone, especially if you're bringing guests from out of town, even from other places in Texas, because they are not going to see this any other place in Texas. The granite dome, 1,800 feet above sea level, you can see for miles. Every time I go there, I experience something new. Every time I go there, I'm taken back to the first time I was there and just how impressed I was at nature, at God's handiwork, and our place on this earth.